Hey, I'm Wanda Ott, the broker for Next Home 245, and I'm here in the office today. And Luke is here right next to me on the sofa taking a little nap. Wake up, Luke. All right, back to sleep. I want to talk today. The spring market is just around the corner and new listings are popping up every day. So if you're a first-time buyer or you haven't purchased a home in a while, I want to give you a few tips to get ready so that you're ready when the spring market hits. The first step is to get pre-approved with a lender. I think you should shop around, get a couple quotes. Interest rates may not vary much from lender to lender, but the cost they charge you for the loan may vary. So it's good to check things out, whether it be with a local lender or bank. I do recommend that you do something locally. I know sometimes that these internet places will give you a great interest rate and everything. And I'm not saying they are bad, but it's just nice to work with a person who actually knows our area, our market, and takes a more personal interest in your loan. The pre-approval process involves giving the lender some basic personal information, such as your job history, your salary, etc. And based on this information, your credit score and income, debt ratio, they can tell you how much you qualify, what your approximate monthly payment will be, and how much you will need for closing costs. The closing costs, a lot of times you can ask the seller to pay for those, so don't get too scared if they quote you a big number and you think, oh my, I'll never be able to buy a house because I can't even come up with the closing costs. But never fear, we have ways around that. Be prepared when you start shopping for a home. We still, even though new homes are coming on the market every day, they're selling very quickly. There's still a shortage of inventory in pretty much most of the price ranges. Sellers are getting very close to their full price offer and sometimes more than their full price because there turns out to be multiple offers. So I want you to be prepared to make a realistic offer, especially if you're asking them to pay for your closing costs. You need to keep that in mind. Some of the costs associated with buyers that you need to know about up front are escrow. When you make an offer on a house, you need to put some money in escrow. Sometimes it's $250, $500, $1,000. Depends on the price of the home that you're looking for. This is placed in your agent's brokerage escrow account where it's held there until you close, and then it's credited either to your closing costs or the purchase price of the home. You'll also need to be prepared for home inspections, which could include radon testing, mold testing, a well flow test. These are all items that need to be paid up for upfront, and it's usually a couple $100s that you'll need to have for that. The appraisal fee, your lender will order, and that's also a couple $100, and sometimes you can pay for that at closing, but some lenders do require that payment up front. Once you're pre-approved, you're going to meet with your realtor, discuss what type of property you want. You'll discuss the location, maybe what school district you want to be in, what neighborhood, number of bedrooms and baths that you're looking for. Do you want a home with a basement? Do you need a garage? A certain lot size? Those are things that you'll discuss. And I encourage you when you start looking at homes to look at as many options in your price range as possible before making a decision. And I want to add something here too. It's really important that you stay within your price range when you're looking, because there's nothing worse than going to see a house that you don't qualify for and you'll fall in love with it and then you won't be able to afford it, and that can be very disappointing. So try to stay within that realm of what your lender pre-qualifies you for. What happens when you find the home you want? You're going to make an offer with your agent. She'll run some CMAs, tell you what similar properties in the neighborhood go for, and then you'll make an educated offer based on those things. Your agent will negotiate the price and other terms of the contract for you. Once you reach an agreement with the seller, you'll have a signed contract. You will pay your escrow to your agent's brokerage. Then you will meet with your lender to do a formal application where you fill out all the paperwork. She'll probably ask you for your tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements, things like that. Then your next home agent will coordinate your home inspections and negotiate repairs for you. And then your lender will also, after that's done, all your home repairs are worked out, your appraisal will coordinate your lender will coordinate your appraisal for you. All these things that you just kind of sit back nervously and wait for them to come through, your home repairs negotiation, your appraisal. Once those things are done, your lender will process the loan, and it's just pretty much a waiting game at that point. They will ask you maybe for any other items that are needed, and you need to get those to your lender as promptly as possible to keep the process moving. Just prior to closing, and by the way, this whole process from the time that your offer is accepted until your walkthrough closing date usually takes somewhere around 30 days, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, depending on what kind of loan that you get. Right prior to closing, probably within 24 hours, you'll do a walkthrough of the property and make sure that the condition of the home is exactly as it was when you made your offer. And then the next day, usually, you will go to closing. Your next home agent and your lender will be there so that you don't have to be too nervous when you see that stack of papers that you have to sign. The whole process of that usually takes about 30 minutes. And when you go, you need to take along your ID and a cashier's check for any funds that you might need for closing. The whole process can be, if you're not used to it, may seem intimidating, but I assure you, we have qualified agents at Next Home who will make this process as stress-free and as simple as possible, and they will walk you and guide you through every step of the way. If you're getting ready to buy and have any questions, give us a call at Next Home 245-434-382-1828, or you can check us out at nexthome245.com.